When did you learn to shrink so quietly that even you stopped noticing you were doing it? You know the moment, not one moment, 1,000 small ones. The opinion you swallowed because his face changed. The need you decided not to mention because last time you mentioned it, the room went cold. The story you started to tell and then cut short because his eyes had already drifted toward the door. This letter is for the woman who learned to take up less space so someone else could stay comfortable. You were not always like this. There was a version of you who laughed without first checking who was listening, who had opinions and let them out at the table, who wanted things plainly, without folding each one inside an apology before she set it down. You remember her. Some nights you miss her, the way you'd miss a friend who moved away without saying goodbye. Then something that looked like love walked in. And slowly you began to fold yourself up. A corner here, a piece there. You softened your voice. You shrank your needs down until they could fit in the small space he left for you. When he seemed unsettled by your fullness, you read it as a warning. So you made yourself easier, quieter, less. You called it love. You told yourself this was the cost of being chosen. But sit with the thing you have been circling for a long time and have been too tired to say out loud. If he needed you smaller in order to stay, then it was never you he was staying for. Let that land. It stings because it is true. The version of you he was comfortable with was not the whole you. It was the edited you, the folded you, the you with the volume turned down and the corners tucked in. And every day you spent keeping yourself that small, you were not being loved. You were being managed. There is a difference, and your body has known it for a long time. Even on the nights your heart refused to hear it. This is why you are so tired. It is exhausting to live folded up. It takes everything in you to hold a shape that was never yours, to check your words before they leave your mouth, to shrink in real time again and again, in front of the very person who was supposed to be safe. You have been doing the work of two women, being yourself and then hiding her. No wonder you are weary down to the bone. Here is what nobody told you. The right kind of love has never once asked a woman to disappear in order to be kept. Think of the woman with the alabaster jar. She walked into a room full of men who had every reason to look down on her. In her hands, she carried something costly, a jar of pure perfume worth nearly a year of wages. And she did not measure it out by the careful drop. She broke the jar open and poured it over Jesus, all of it. She held nothing back. The room turned on her at once. They called it waste. They scolded her. They said the money should have gone somewhere better. To them, she was reckless, excessive, too much. And in that moment, when every voice in the room was telling her to be smaller, Jesus did something she had probably stopped expecting from anyone. He defended her. He told them to leave her alone. He called what she did a beautiful thing. And he said that wherever the good news was carried, in the whole world her story would be told along with it. He did not shrink her. He did not trim her down to keep the men in the room comfortable. He took her fullness, the very thing they mocked, and he made it unforgettable. She poured out everything, and love met her there. Fully poured, fully seen, fully honored. That is the love that was always meant for you. Not the kind that flinches when you feel things deeply. Not the kind that goes quiet the moment you have a need. Not the kind that loves the smaller version of you and only tolerates the rest. The love God designed for you does not ask you to leave half of yourself outside the door before you are allowed in. You were not too much. You were poured out in a room that did not know what to do with a whole woman. So hear this slowly. You do not have to become less to be loved well. You never did. The folding, the softening, the shrinking, all of it was you trying to earn something real love was always going to give for free. A man worth keeping will not be threatened by your fullness. He will make room for it. He will be glad there is so much of you to come to know, and the God who made you did not hand you that loud laugh and that tender heart and that mind, full of opinions by accident. He did not give you all of that just so you could spend your one life apologizing for it. So the question is no longer how small you can make yourself in order to be kept. The question is who is worthy of all of you, unfolded. You were never meant to be a sealed jar, kept safe and quiet on a shelf. You were made to be poured out, every bit of you, into a love that takes one look and calls it beautiful. Tell me something before you go. Which line in this letter found you tonight? The one you needed more than the rest? Leave it in the comments. And if you know a woman who has been folding herself up just to be kept, send this to her, sir, so she remembers she was never too much.